Howdy, readers. I'm Jason, and this is Chapter and Verse. All right, so what I want to do this evening is just vent is probably the wrong word, but I want to vocalize my distress is probably the wrong word, but I'm just going to say vocalize my distress at how long it's taking certain writers to publish their next books. Now, those of us who follow pop culture know that George R.R. Martin fans, that this is kind of par for the course for them, right? I mean, there are people who would, I don't know, like if they have to wait another year for the next Game of Thrones novel, they're gonna, chew their own arm off or something. I'm not quite to that point with these writers, but I don't know. I'm concerned. Is there something wrong, right? Do they have some kind of strange, mysterious disease? Are they still around, right? Have they fled the planet? I just find myself wondering, essentially, is what's taking so long? So, I have some notes here. I'm going to talk briefly about 4 writers, okay? The first one is Sarah Shun-lien Bynum, okay? Who wrote Madeline is Sleeping, which we've seen on this channel before. So she published this, okay? This was a finalist for the National Book Award. She published this in 2004. This was her debut novel. Her second novel came out 4 years later, in 2008, and it was called Ms. Hempel Chronicles. And that was a finalist for the PEN/Faulkner Award, okay, another one of America's greatest literary prizes. Now, 2004, 2008, here we are 10 years later, and there's still no word that I can find online anywhere about a new novel from Sarah Shun-lien Bynum. So I'm wondering, where is she? She's still quite young, too, actually. The next writer that I want to address. So if you're watching, Tim O'Brien, where are you? I'm wondering where you're at. So Tim O'Brien, who's most famous for The Things I Carried, published his last novel, his most recent novel, July, July, in 2002, okay? Meaning it has been 16 years since Tim O'Brien has published a book. Now, as far as I can tell online, he's still teaching. He has published a couple of essays in the last 16 years, maybe just one, I don't know, at least one, because I've taught it. But to give us some idea, okay, so it's been 16 years since Tim O'Brien's last book. In the 16 years previous to that, he published 4 novels, okay? So I was doing some research the other night, and I found an interview with Tim O'Brien from around about 2002. He had just published July, July. And the interviewer asked him if there's a book that he has always wanted to write, but has never, for whatever reason, been able to write. And he said that there is. He told the interviewer that will probably be his next book. He's been unable to figure out, at that time, he had been unable to figure out how to find his way into telling the story. So one can only hope that he figured it out somehow, and it's just proving to be a long, arduous process. Because 16 years is a while to be writing a book when you were cranking them out every 4 years or so, and they were, like masterpieces, some of them, near masterpieces, others. So anyway, so fingers crossed that Tim O'Brien is writing, that he's actually writing. And that's the thing. If any of these writers have retired, I just want them to say, I've retired, I've hung it up, right? Like Alice Munro has done, like Philip Roth did. If they've retired, just let us know so that we can stop kind of just waiting. Because it really, most of the time I don't think about it, but there are times, and this is totally dorky of me, I understand. There are times when it drives me batty. I find myself digging around online, like a spelunker or something, trying to find information out about what is going on with these writers. The next writer, Rohinton Mistry. Okay, so Rohinton Mistry's last novel, again, just like Tim O'Brien, came out in 2002. All right, that novel was, if memory serves, called Family Matters. And so here's the thing about Rohinton Mistry. He has published 3 novels, plus a collection of short stories. Now, all 3 of his novels have been finalists for the Booker Prize. All 3. I've only read one. I read A Fine Balance. It's one of my favorite books. So I think that he had published those 3 novels in the space of, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years, something like that. And here it's been 16 years with no new book. I don't understand why. I understand writing's difficult. I get it. But 16 years is a long time, man. That's almost 2 decades. So where's Rohinton Mistry? Where are you at, Mr. Mistry? And lastly, okay, the creme de la creme. Cormac McCarthy, whose last novel, The Road, is one of the greatest books ever written. I'm sorry, Steve Donahue. It just is. And yeah, this was published in 2006, The Road, okay? So he has published nothing in the last 12 years, okay? In the previous 14 years, okay, to the publication of The Road, he published all 3 volumes of the Border Trilogy, No Country for Old Men, and The Road in 14 years. It's been 12 years now since The Road was published. And here's what frustrates me most about this, okay? So it has long been rumored that McCarthy has a novel called The Passenger in the works. It's long been rumored that it's, essentially ready for publication. I want to say this was 2 years ago. There was a public event held, I think it was in New Mexico, at which Cormac McCarthy read from the novel. Newsweek, if memory serves, did a piece on it. There was every indication that The Passenger was to be published in 2017. There might have even have been a date made public on Amazon for it. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But yeah, the Newsweek piece stated as much. I saw it mentioned elsewhere online. But I mean, he was reading from the work. He read from the work at a public event. And 2017 came and went. And here we are halfway through 2018. And there's still no indication that The Passenger is going to be out anytime soon. So, again, if we're just never to have another novel from Cormac McCarthy, I'd really just rather know. I mean, The Road would be a fitting end to a career. But I really want another book, man. I'm sorry, but I do. I just really want another novel from you, Mr. McCarthy. And the last one, right, not nearly as much time has gone by, but good Lord, like, please, Hilary Mantel, The Mirror and the Light. It keeps getting pushed back, right? The date keeps getting pushed back year by year by year. I really want to read that book. Like, that is the only book on the horizon. The only book, not even any of these others, okay? The only book on the horizon that I will be, well, I'll be rereading Wolf Hall for the 3rd time and Bring Up the Bodies for the 2nd time in advance of The Mirror and the Light coming out. But I'm going to be dropping everything. That book will be bought the day it's published, and it will be started that night. Please, I'm going to be in London soon, listening to you speak. If I can walk your dogs, whatever you need, right, to free you up some more time for working on that novel, I'll do it, right? I'll walk the dogs. I'll make you and your family dinner. I'm a pretty decent cook. I'll wash up afterward. Whatever you need, I'd be happy to do. Okay, because I really want The Mirror and the Light in the world. I want it to exist. I want to even just see the cover, frankly. Now, I know some of you watching, right? Some of us here on BookTube work in publishing, okay? I work in radio. Some of you watching work in publishing. So here's what here's what I ask. If any of you have any inside secret information about what is happening with any of these writers, okay, Sarah Shun-lien Bynum, Tim O'Brien, Rohinton Mistry, Cormac McCarthy, we all know what's going on with Hilary Mantel. She's working on the book. She is. It's just taking a while. If any of you have any inside secret information about what's happened to these writers, and if in fact they're working, send me a private message, okay? I'll keep the information really close to my vest. I won't reveal it to anyone, not even under pressure of torture. I just want to know, right? So if any of you have any information at all along these lines, I feel like I should set up a toll-free number for people with information to call, anonymous tips. I would be massively indebted to you. I would buy you a book for Christmas or something, should the information prove to be correct, should it bear fruit. Anyway, so that's that for the evening. I'll let you guys go. Earlier tonight, I dealt with my first troll on my channel. Did it with less grace than I probably should have. I'm going to figure out how to block the person. I'm not sure. Maybe I've already done it. I don't know, but I need to look into that. So that was interesting. I suppose a booktuber is nobody until they deal with their first trolls. So I've got a really busy week with work for the rest of this week. I'm working Thursday night. I'm working Friday night. Yeah, we've got the Wyoming Association of Broadcasters Awards this weekend. Fingers crossed that I win something. I haven't won a prize in a couple of years, so that would be cool. But anyway, I will try to get another video up for you guys later in the week. But until then, thanks as ever for your wonderful comments. I know I'm lagging a little bit on responding to comments on my last video or two. Bear with me. I've just been real busy with work, but I will get to those. And I will see you guys again very soon.